Killer album. Just got it yesterday. Played it 3 times yesterday. So that's what's playing in the background. Welcome back to My Loves Death Metal. New style of video for today. I've seen a lot of YouTubers do this in the past, and I figured, you know what? People really like when I show off my CDs, which is funny because I wouldn't assume that, but I get a lot of requests to do more CD collection updates and show more of my CD collection, so I figured today I'll do that. This is not one of them I'm showing off, I'm just playing in the background because I got it yesterday, but I'll talk about that more in a collection update. But I've got a full stack of 10 CDs here. What I did is I put my whole entire CD collection that I have in a spreadsheet because I'm a nerd. It's not in Discogs. I need to do that though. And I copied it into ChatGPT and said, pick 10 random albums from this list. And that's exactly what ChatGPT did. I pulled them from my CD collection and we're going to talk about them today. So it's kind of similar to what people do with their Discogs. They do the same thing. Like, it just, they like pull random albums, whatever comes up from their Discogs. I think Aaron from Metal Theologian has been doing something similar to that. But yeah, so this is just kind of a fun way to show off 10 CDs that I have in my collection. Some things I've shown off on the channel already. Some things are a little bit newer. Some things I don't know if I've ever showed off or talked about. And there's actually some duplicates in here, but that's okay. So the first one is Morg, Eroded Thoughts. So this is a Dark Descent Records and the Crypt reissue that was put out. When was this put out? I think this was the first time they reissued this, which was several years ago. Unfortunately, there's no date on here. But yeah, Morg is a US death metal band from the 90s. They have only put out one full-length album, and then they have 2 demos, and essentially this is a comp of their LP and then their 2 demos. Just classic, mandatory death metal that I was super pumped when I found this on Discogs. I found a copy of this, and I think they just reissued this. Dark Descent just put this out on vinyl too. It's up for pre-order right now, which I'm definitely going to snag that when the pre-order is lifted. But yeah, if you're not familiar with Morg, like, get on it. Oop. Awesome death metal band. Just so mandatory. Like, some of my favorite demos are on this. I really love Severe Psychopathology demo from 92. Some of my favorite Morg songs are on that one. But yeah, there's also a rehearsals track on here as well, and their first full length is also phenomenal. That came out in 93. So if you're looking for this, I'm pretty sure the CD is still on Dark Descent, and I'm pretty sure that they have the vinyl still up there for pre-order. So definitely grab it. Mandatory, good stuff. Muting my other computer. There we go. So that was the first one. The second one was one that I actually was shocked about, and I don't even know if I talked about it on here. Let me pull it up. Their band info. Probably something that not a lot of people are familiar with. This is Carnal Decimate, a Doom to Obscurity Records pressing here. Existence Mutilated. This is a brutal death metal band, a very obscure brutal death metal band from the 90s. This is their demo from 1995. It's 2 tracks, and this is very good. If you're a brutal death metal fan, if you're a 90s brutal death metal fan and you're hunting underground gems or something like that, I highly recommend this. And Doom to Obscurity is one of my favorite labels right now. We'll go more into that a little bit of detail in another video once again, because I'm going to be putting in an order for some more stuff that David has out there. But yeah, this is really good, phenomenal stuff. The band is from the US. Again, this is the only thing that they put out, so super obscure, but very good. So I'll link in the description where you can go listen to this. So that was fun that was pulled up. And yeah, David sends his CDs in slip cases or sleeves or whatever, and I still keep them in the sleeves because these are gems that I want to protect. So yeah. The third CD that I pulled up, and I actually don't know that I've ever talked about this particular release in my CD collection. I will cover what I can in this Deadened, Hymns of the Sick, Chicago brutal death metal band. This is a Severed Records release, but Corpse Gristle and Burning Dogma have reissued this several times on cassette / vinyl / CD. So, but this is a Severed Records pressing. You know what? Whatever. The image is there. Just terrible images all across the board. There we go. This came out. Hymns of the Sick came out in 1997. This is probably one of my all-time favorite brutal death metal albums. I really do enjoy their displaying the art of carnage as well. That came out in 2006. But yeah, and then of course their demos that they have out are phenomenal. But yeah, I actually played this in the background of one of my videos a couple months ago. So I recently just listened to this, but of course I listened to it once again when I got this list yesterday. So awesome stuff. The next one is, and I don't know if I actually talked about this on here, again, another Doomed to Obscurity Records pressing, but this is one of my all-time favorite death metal albums, melodic death metal, I guess you could say, as well, and someday I'll make that video. It's going to be like a top 50, though. It's so hard to, like, pin down the top 10, to be honest with you, is Abominant, In Darkness, Embrace. Jesus, it's right there in front of my screen. So this band is from the US. They're death metal / melodic death metal. This is their second full-length album. Their first full-length album, Unspeakable Horrors, came out in 96. This came out in 97. Unspeakable Horrors is also phenomenal. People love that album. It's kind of an underground cult classic. And then this one came along and added some more variances and different, I guess you could say they were trying out some new stuff and new sound. It was very different from their past release, but I really like this. A lot more experimental side of it, definitely more melodic death metal as well, and I love this album. So yeah, Doomed to Obscurity reissued this as well. This was a mandatory buy as soon as I saw that it came out, and this is still available, so definitely check this out. Some good stuff. They have a ton of albums out, this band does, and I can honestly tell you I have not really followed up anything after The Way After, which is their third full length. They have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 8 or 9 other albums, and there's also some an EP or two in there as well. But yeah, this is really nicely done. And I saved the little note that David sent me after I got this. I do that. I put all those little notes in my, but yeah, nice booklet. I love the layout. David does a really good job over at Doomed to Obscurity. So yeah, In Darkness Embrace was recorded in December 1996 and June of 97. But yeah, just awesome. And then remastered by David from Doomed to Obscurity, and then he also did the layout. So this is awesome. Sounds amazing. Good stuff. Abominant. I'm kind of flying through these a little bit because otherwise we'll be here for a while. Again, another one that I was happy to see, and I don't know that I've actually shown off because the CD version of this, I definitely showed off the vinyl version of this. This is a Depravity. Here we go. Silence of the Centuries. The Crypt recently just reissued this on vinyl, and then this is a Dark Descent Records. And I don't remember what that other one is. You can't tell what that other label is on the bottom here, but yeah, Dark Descent Records CD issue. This is still available. You can find this just about anywhere on any distro. Depravity is a Finnish death metal band from the 90s once again, and this is a comp. Sorry, not a comp. This is their EP, Silence of the Centuries, that came out in 93. So yeah, fantastic stuff. Again, another awesome release here. Actually, I think this is a comp now that I think about it. I haven't listened to the CD yet. I only have the vinyl. I think it also has Remasquerade on here. Yeah, the Remasquerade EP from 92 as well. So there we go. Depravity, mandatory Finnish death metal that I absolutely love. Just, again, another underground classic that's been getting a nice reissue from The Crypt, Dark Symphonies, The Crypt, whatever you want to say. And then Dark Descent Records also carries those pressings as well, so he distros those, and Iron Fortress does, and pretty much Hell's Headbangers, everybody, NWN, all of them do. So yeah, good stuff. I just realized now that I've been doing this, it literally only pulled like all classic albums, which is kind of funny, which kind of shows like what my what my CD collection is like in terms of death metal. So the next one is another one that I don't think I've ever shown off on here, and that is Fantasm with Lyanthropy, I think is how you say it. This is their demo from 1990, U.S. death metal band out of the Milwaukee scene. Just simply phenomenal underground death metal demo that is, again, another mandatory. This was put out by the Devil's Elixirs, and it was limited to 500 copies, and I got 122 right there. Nice digibook right here, very hard cardboard, and it's got, you know, the booklet right here attached. So as you guys know, I don't mind digibooks, and you know, digipacks are starting to be okay in my book as well. So yeah, but again, amazing stuff. Also, if you're looking for something else from Phantasm, their other demo, the Abominant, is also fucking mandatory. Great stuff that you should definitely try and listen to and find as well. Those two demos are like grails that I would love to have on cassette tape. And I think Mike Abominator from Ruin, Welcome to Hell YouTube channel talked about this fairly recently, and I know Ken from Ken's Death Metal Crypt definitely showed this off several times in the past too. So, but yeah, awesome stuff, Phantasm, good stuff. This one is the next one, needs no introduction. I actually just showed this off fairly recently in a video. Broken Hope, Swamped in Gore, immediately one of my all-time favorite death metal albums as well. This is my favorite album by them. This is just a reissue that I just got on CD because I didn't own this on CD, but I do have these on cassette tape. So it shows off the reissue album cover and then the original album cover from back in the day. I think this sounds fine. Somebody commented on this when I posted it on Facebook last week that it sounded terrible, and I just don't have, you know, you've seen my CD setup. It's not anything special, so I thought it sounded fine. So I don't know. You guys will have to let me know if you have this, but here's a nice booklet in here. Again, I'm blowing through this one because you guys all know Broken Hope. I don't think I need to talk about it. This was put out by Marquee Records. Is that in Brazil? I feel like this might be a Brazilian press. I don't know. I snagged it off of a distro a while back, so yeah. Again, I just was trying to get Broken Hope's albums on CD because I didn't own any of them on CD, and it's actually easier to find these on CD, believe it or not. So I'm just trying to get most of their albums, but I'll do this later. Again, I have most of their stuff on cassette tape, so yeah. The next one is... somebody actually gave me a hard time about selling this vinyl on my Instagram a couple of weeks ago, and it's simply just because I tend to buy things and I forget that I own it, or I don't know. I do that. I think every collector that has a lot of records has done that a couple of times in the past, but I also do have this on CD, and that is Utumno, I don't know how to fucking say this, Swedish death metal band, again, from the early 90s, pretty much haven't put out a whole lot, but this is Across the Horizon. This was put out by Cyanide Syndicate Records, but the Crypt also reissued this on vinyl within the last year, like within the last several months, I should say. So this is their Across the Horizon EP, and then the Light of Day EP that came out in 91. So Across the Horizon was 93, and this is 91. Phenomenal death metal music right here. Again, a nice, amazing underground gem if you're looking for this. I'm pretty sure you can find this just about anywhere. Discogs is on Discogs if you want the CD, but the vinyl version is also out on the Crypt/Dark Symphonies, and I believe Dark Descent is also destroying that as well, and probably Iron Fortress and other ones too. But yeah, that album cover, you would never know. This, I would assume that this is either power metal or maybe Death Doom. But yeah, no, this is straight up awesome 90s death metal, old school death metal. Awesome stuff. So there you go. And the last two are actually from the same band. Again, some more of my favorite death metal band albums. Hold on, I'm pulling it up because so I get the dates right. The first one is probably my favorite one from them, probably everybody's favorite one. I would say Brutality, Screams of Anguish, U.S. death metal band from Florida. This is their first full-length album that came out in '93, just a classic, iconic album. I don't think I need to talk about this. This was reissued by Disembodied Records, which I think is also a Brazilian. I love buying Brazilian CDs, by the way. They're similar to like the Russian wave of CDs, except for these are officially licensed. They're not bootlegged. But yeah, I love finding these Brazilian reissues. It makes it just so much easier for these albums to get into my collection. And again, I think it sounds fine. No issues at all. Yeah, it's under official license here. So good stuff. If you're asking where I got this a while ago from Heavy Metal Museum on Discogs. Amazing Discog seller, which I'm sure you guys all know who he is. Gary is the best, and he had these available on there. And then finally, the last one is, again, another Brutality album that it gave me, which I thought it was funny that ChatGPT gave me two of the same bands, is When the Sky Turns Black. This is their second full-length album from 94, sorry. Again, another classic death metal album. Brutality has so many albums out that I have not heard, or actually I should say EPs and comps and stuff like that I have not heard, so I should do a deep dive of their discography. And again, Disembodied Records reissue that was put out, so awesome. And I love the Black Sabbath cover on here, Electric Funeral. I think it sounds great. Huge fan of Brutality. Again, this one is probably one of my all-time favorite death metal albums as well. Someday I'll make that video. It'll probably be like 3 videos because it's going to definitely be like 50. It'll take me forever to record and edit. So, but yeah, that's it. Those are the 10 random albums that ChatGPT gave me when I input my spreadsheet into it and said, pull 10 random albums from this. I think it's funny that it gave me 2 Brutality albums. So, I'll have to check out the model that I was using when I did that. Probably, I have a free account, so I don't get the best ChatGPT models or whatever. I rarely ever use it, but oh my god, go on, sleeve. Jesus, I always put these in sleeves because they get fucked up and I can't, yeah, digipacks, man. But anyway, that's it. Let me know in the comments. What's your favorite release from this video? What are your thoughts on some of these classic gems? And let me know if you like this format and if I should do it again. Because again, this is a good way of showing off my CD collection that I haven't exactly done many videos on. So also one final announcement, the YouTube members only October giveaway is officially live. I shared it in a post on my community post, and it's also there if you see it as your YouTube member. So go get in on that. I'm announcing the winner on Sunday. Again, those are going to be monthly from now on, and it's a vinyl giveaway this time. That's the hint I'm giving you. So if you're looking to try and win some new vinyl, 99 cents. There's like a little join button below me that you click. And yep, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one.